Something that has really excited me already was some of the discussions that you guys have had. So one thing that I really like about this group so far is this awareness of the idea that this expanded idea of what a worker is, like more than how we normally think of them, and how we're all kind of we all have a stake in workers' rights advocacy. And the second was the discussion that somebody whose face I can't see right now brought up about the tension between, oh, it was over there, between like radical change of immediately disrupting the system versus like small piecework change. So over the last year, I've thought a lot about both those things through this like story that I'll tell you right now. So I just graduated from Brown yesterday. And the classes were all right and stuff, but the thing that really got where I found kind of my fuel for the world happened last summer, where I flew to Chiapas, Mexico in June and spent a month at a Zapatista language school. So the Zapatistas are a large collective of indigenous people in southern Mexico who are in the midst of this indigenous land rights movement and this global anti-capitalist movement. And I was down there learning Spanish. And while I was there, I learned a lot about their practice of autonomy, in which they are kind of done trying to ask the Mexican state to try to do all these things to fix their conditions, but instead just try to figure out ways for them to solve their own issues. So found ways that they created their own schools and created their own like health system, and keep on creating like institutions that work for them. And the other really important thing about them, which is something else I'm excited for, is this understanding of capitalism as not only this economic system that's really like messing up people, but also as a system of, but also as a culture and system of practices that determines how people interact on a day-to-day basis between like everybody. So part of the reason why these people are doing this process of autonomy is that when they're in the capitalist system, everything they do, they feel it's like this toxic thing where they just feel kind of rotten about everything they're doing. So this new system allows them to live a humanity that's like different. So anyway, that experience really shaped kind of the types of things I studied in my last year, and also the type of work I went into. So especially this last year, I got more heavily involved with the Coalition of Immokalee Workers, where this guy has a t-shirt from. I wanted to wear it, but I graduated yesterday, so all my clothes are dirty. But it's a movement that I like respect a lot, because a lot of what they're doing is getting these companies to sign on to this fair food program, in which workers are checking their own conditions in the field, and workers are creating the types of they're leading the changes that they want to see, instead of like having every 2 years to ask the governor of Florida to pass a new bill to slowly do something. They just created a new institution where they're like really directing these changes, and it's kind of been snowballing. And when you go to Immokalee now, you kind of see like this immense power that workers have there to do a lot of things. So that's that's like one part of my story. I'm really excited for this summer to be engaged in this Walmart work. But something else that I'm really excited about is the idea of like living with 4 of y'all, like 3 of y'all, and being with people that are committed to this kind of anti-capitalist work, and continuing this work of like, how are we in this 10, how many weeks? I don't know how many weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks. How are we gonna like support each other through this, and like what are our relationships gonna look like, and how what kind of like human practices are we gonna have with each other? I think that, I don't know where I'm going with it exactly, but that's where I'm coming from. I'm really excited to talk about those ideas about the Zapatistas and capitalism, all that stuff with everybody in the days or weeks that come, and I'm super excited.